participation in youth sport is associated with numerous emotional, social, physical, and cognitive benefits. In addition, participation in school sport has been associated with several educational outcomes, including increased educational attainment and likelihood of attending post-secondary institutions, increased school engagement and commitment, and future educational aspirations. However, children from low-income families are less likely to participate in youth sport and school sport due to financial barriers. This is a problem because while schools may be thought of providing equitable access to sport, parents or caregivers are typically required to pay additional fees for their children to participate in school sport, ranging from $150 to $450 per season, depending on the school and the sport. Taking into consideration these costs, it is not surprising that sport participation is lowest among children in low-income households. This is troublesome, as socioeconomic disadvantage has negative impact on educational outcomes and the well-being of many Canadian youth. In addition to high inactivity rates among low-income populations, completed years of schooling and academic achievement vary widely among families' economic background, with students from low-income households are more likely to drop out of school, report school dissatisfaction, cite difficulties in teacher and peer relationships, and a lack of belonging. School-based extracurricular activities such as school sport have been found to give students incentive to remain in school and acquire developmental assets and have a sense of purpose. Whereas previous studies have examined the benefit of youth sport for low-income children and the benefit of school sport in the general school population, few studies have looked at the specific benefits of school sport in low-income youth. Recognizing the potential benefit of school sport and realizing the financial barriers to participation of low-income families, KidSport, a national nonprofit organization that provides financial assistance for registration fees and equipment to kids aged 18 and under, launched a student-athlete scholarship pilot project in 2016. The pilot is a stay-in-school initiative that provides youth in low-income communities with access to school sports by paying school sports fees for 5 years from grade 8 to grade 12. This project brings together business, sport, and education communities in Alberta who have a vested interest in the academic benefits and overall well-being of low-income youth who stay in school and graduate. The purpose of our research is to understand the extent to which KidSport Student Athletic Scholarship successfully promotes attendance, grades, attitudes towards school, and well-being of students from low-income households. To achieve these objectives, we will use a multiple case study methodology. Data will be collected over a 2-year period and will include document analysis of students' grades and attendance, interviews with students to gain an understanding of their experiences, challenges, and benefits of school sport, and interviews with parents, the teacher coach, and the stakeholders to examine the context, challenges, and opportunities of the pilot project. The effect of socioeconomic status on educational outcomes may be neutralized, strengthened, or mediated by the participation in school sport. Thus, our research is important because it will provide insight into how school sport can improve school success among students from low-income families. New understandings generated by this research will identify ways to overcome economic obstacles and enhance school sport opportunities for low-income students. Most importantly, this work will provide needed information to help youth graduate from high school and be successful in life. Thank you.